Today, children, I will explain to you part 3, that is the last part of Act 1, Scene 1. In the previous part, we have already read how Gratiano, by his long speech, had tried to make Antonio understand that he should not remain sad and serious, but laugh and be happy. After Gratiano and Lorenzo had left, Antonio wants to know from Bassanio about the lady whom Bassanio used to visit secretly. Now I will continue with part 3. Bassanio: "'Tis not unknown to you, Antonio, how much I have disabled mine estate." Now here Bassanio tells Antonio that it is not unknown to him. That is, Antonio knows everything. He is aware of everything. How Bassanio had disabled mine estate. Disabled means spent. How Bassanio had spent all his estate. That is, all his fortune and property. How he has spent all his wealth. By something showing a more swelling spot than my faint means would grant continuance. And how did he spend everything that he had? By something showing a more swelling port, means by living in a very grand style, by living a very lavish lifestyle. Than my faint means would grant continuance, than the little income that he had, which would allow him to keep up. He had very little income, but his lavish lifestyle made him spend so much. Nor do I now make mourn to be abridged from such a noble rate. Now here Bassanio says that he does not mourn. Mourn means complain, and abridge means he is forced to give up. So he says that now he does not complain that he is forced to give up that grand way of living, because now he did not have any money left. He had started borrowing from others. His condition was such that he had started borrowing from others. So for that also he does not complain that he has to give up that grand lifestyle. But my chief care is to come fairly off from the great debts wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. And here he is not worried that he has to give up his grand lifestyle, but his chief care here means worry. So his chief worry is that how he will come fairly off, how he will come out of his great debts, how he was going to repay all the money that he had borrowed. Wherein my time something too prodigal hath left me gauged. And why was he under such huge debts? Because of his time, that is, because of his youth, because of his young age. Something too prodigal. Prodigal, children, is a person who spends too much. So here Bassanio says that because of his young age, he had developed the habit of spending too much, and that is why he was now left in debt. Gauged means in debt. To you, Antonio, I owe the most in money and in love. And Bassanio had started borrowing money from others, and particularly from Antonio he had borrowed the most. He had borrowed a lot of money from Antonio. So he says that he owed Antonio the most, that is both in money and also in love. In love means that whenever Bassanio asked for money, Antonio never refused. Out of his love for Bassanio, he never refused. He always used to help Bassanio. And from your love, I have a warranty to unburden all my plots and purposes, how to get clear of all the debts I owe. And here Bassanio tells Antonio that from your love, out of his love for Antonio, I have a warranty. Warranty here means right. So Bassanio says that out of love for Antonio, he has a right now to unburden. Unburden means to reveal all his plots and purposes. Plots means all his plans and purposes as to how he would get clear of all the debts he owed. So Bassanio here wants to tell about his plans to Antonio as to how he was to repay all the money that he had borrowed. Antonio, I pray you, good Bassanio, let me know it. So Antonio tells Bassanio that he wants to know about the plan. And if it stand as you yourself still do, within the eye of honor, be assured. And then Antonio says that if it stand, that is, if his plan is like himself, like Bassanio himself, perfectly honorable, that is, just as Bassanio is an honorable person, in the same way, if his plan is also honorable, then be assured, be sure, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions. So he says that if his plan is honorable, his plan is true, then his purse, that is his money, all his money, my person, he himself, my extremest means, that is whatever he had, lie all unlocked to your occasions, means it is all open for your needs. That is, Antonio is ready to help Bassanio with whatever he had. Bassanio, in my school days, when I had lost one shaft, I shot his fellow of the self-same flight. Now here Bassanio is giving an example from his childhood days when he used to go to school. So he is giving this example just to tell Antonio how he was planning to repay the money that he had already borrowed. So here he is telling about his school days when he had lost one shaft. Shaft here means arrow. So he had shot one arrow and he lost it. When he went to find that arrow, he couldn't find it. I shot his fellow of the self-same flight. And so what did he do? He went back to the same place from where he shot the first arrow and he shot his fellow. His fellow means he shot another arrow of the self-same flight, of the same length and weight. Another arrow of the same length and weight. The self-same way with more advised watch to find the other fourth. And he shot that arrow also in the self-same way, that is in the same direction in which he had shot the earlier arrow. With more advised watch, that is, and at the same time he carefully watched as to where the second arrow was going, so that he could go in that place only and find the first arrow also, the other fourth, that is the first arrow. And by adventuring both, I oft found both. And by adventuring means by risking the second arrow. When he used to go and search for the second arrow, he used to find the first arrow also. I urge this childhood proof because what follows is pure innocence. Now here he says, I urge this childhood proof. So Bassanio says that he is giving that childhood example just to show that what follows means what he is going to tell Antonio is all pure innocence. That is, there is no harm in what he was going to tell Antonio. I owe you much, and like a willful youth, that which I owe is lost. And then here Bassanio confesses that he owed Antonio a lot. He had borrowed a lot of money from Antonio and he had to repay Antonio a lot of money. And like a willful youth, that is like a self-willed youth, that is one who does not listen to others, one who does what his mind tells him, like that self-willed youth, he had lost everything that he had borrowed from Antonio. But if you please to shoot another arrow that self way which you did shoot the first. And now here he requests Antonio, if you please to shoot another arrow. Now here children write the meaning. Shoot another arrow. Here it means give another loan. So here Bassanio is requesting Antonio to give him another loan, that self way, in the same way which you did shoot the first, in the same way in which he gave him the first loan. I do not doubt, as I will watch the aim, or to find both, or bring your latter hazard back again. I do not now doubt. And here Bassanio assures Antonio, he gives him surety that as I will watch the aim, that is, he will carefully use that money or to find both and make more money out of it, so that bring your latter hazard back again, so that he could repay his latter hazard means the second loan to Antonio, so that he can repay the second loan, and thankfully rest debtor for the first. And then he would be grateful, he will remain grateful for the first loan. Antonio, you know me well, and herein spent but time to wind about my love with circumstance. Now here Antonio says that Bassanio knows him very well. He's a close friend of Antonio's, so Bassanio should know him very well, and that he was spent but time, that is, he was just wasting his time to wind about my love, that is, to appeal about his love. With circumstance means in such a complicated manner. And out of doubt, you do me now more wrong in making question of my uttermost. And then Antonio says that out of doubt, that you do me now more wrong means now by questioning whether Antonio would be helping him or not, he was doing Antonio more wrong in making question of my uttermost, by doubting. In making question means by doubting. My uttermost means that whether Antonio would do everything for Bassanio, than if you had made waste of all I have. So he says that it doesn't matter that Bassanio wasted all of Antonio's borrowed money, but he should never doubt that whether Antonio will help him or not. Then do but say to me what I should do, that in your knowledge may by me be done, and I am pressed unto it. Therefore speak. And then Antonio tells Bassanio, then do but say. You just say what Antonio, he should just say what Antonio should do for him, that in your knowledge may be done by him, that Bassanio knows that Antonio is able to do. So just tell Antonio what he is supposed to do, and I am pressed unto it. Pressed means ready, and Antonio is ready to do it for Bassanio. Therefore speak. So speak what is in your mind, what Bassanio wants from Antonio. Bassanio, in Belmont is a lady richly left, and she is fair and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Now here Bassanio starts telling about the lady whom he used to visit secretly. Antonio wanted to know about her. So Bassanio tells Antonio that in Belmont there was a lady who was richly left, means after her father died, she was left with a large property. She had a lot of wealth. She was a very rich lady. And she is fair and fairer than that word, of wondrous virtues. Here the meaning of fair is beautiful. She is fair, that is, she was a very beautiful lady, and fairer than that word, and more beautiful were her wondrous virtues, were her great virtues. Virtues means good qualities. So she was a beautiful lady, but at the same time she had even more beautiful qualities, very good qualities. Sometimes from her eyes I did receive fair speechless messages. And Bassanio says that sometimes he had received fair speechless messages from her eyes, which indicated to him that even she had a soft feeling for Bassanio. Her name is Portia, and that lady's name is Portia. Nothing undervalued to Cato's daughter Brutus's Portia. And here Bassanio is comparing the Portia of Belmont to Brutus's Portia in Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar is also a play, children, written by William Shakespeare, and in that Julius Caesar had a friend, Brutus, and Brutus's wife was also called Portia. Her name was also Portia, and she was also a very beautiful lady with very good qualities in her, very noble qualities in her. So here Bassanio is saying that just as Cato's daughter, that is Brutus's Portia, was beautiful and was of great qualities, in the same way was the Portia of Belmont also. Nor is the wide world ignorant of her worth. A wide world means the whole world was aware of her worth. They knew how beautiful she was and what gentle, noble qualities she had. For the four winds blow in from every coast renowned suitors, and people from every coast, that is people from different countries, were coming to win Portia. Suitors are people who want to marry. So these suitors were coming from all different countries in order to win, in order to marry Portia. And her sunny locks hang on her temples like a golden fleece. Now here Bassanio is describing her sunny locks, that is her golden hair, which used to hang on her temples. Temples are the forehead, sides of the forehead. So her golden hair used to hang on her temples like a golden fleece. Now here the golden fleece has been mentioned, children, because there is an ancient Greek story in which there was a famous hero called Jason. So Jason and his friends, they went in search of the golden fleece. Golden fleece is the wool of sheep. So Jason wanted that golden fleece, and he went on a dangerous voyage to Colchos on the east coast of the Black Sea. And this golden fleece was guarded by a dragon also. But in the end, Jason was able to get that golden fleece with the help of his wife Medea. So here Bassanio is saying that just as that golden fleece, Jason was after that golden fleece, in the same way the many renowned suitors were also after Portia. They wanted to win Portia, which makes her seat of Belmont Colchos Strand. And because of this, so many people were coming to visit Portia. Because of that, her seat of Belmont, seat means her house, that is her home at Belmont, had become like the Colchos shore, where Jason had gone to get the golden fleece. In the same way, people were coming to Belmont to marry Portia. And many Jasons come in quest of her. Here Jasons is referred to the suitors. Many suitors were coming to win Portia. O my Antonio, had I but the means here means money. If he had the money to hold a rival place with one of them, that is, Bassanio says that if he had enough money to hold a rival, that is, to have competition with any of these suitors, then I have a mind presages me such thrift. Then he has a mind that tells him, that is, he has a feeling that he will be successful, that I should questionless be fortunate. And he says that questionless, that is, without doubt, he can be fortunate. He had a feeling in him that if he tried, then he can surely win Portia. He will be fortunate. He will be lucky in winning Portia. Antonio, thou knowest that all my fortunes are at sea. Neither have I money nor commodity to raise a present sum. Now here Antonio is helpless. He is not able to help Bassanio, and he says that all my fortunes are at sea. So why is Antonio not able to help Bassanio at that time? Because all his ships were still at sea. All his ships carrying goods, coming filled with goods, they were still at sea. And neither have I money. He did not have money nor commodity nor goods also to raise a present sum. So he did not have money and he did not have goods also which he could sell and raise a present amount with which he could help Bassanio. Therefore go forth, try what my credit can in Venice do. So Antonio tells Bassanio, go forth, that is, go out and try what my credit, try what his credit in Venice can do. That is, Antonio says that he can borrow money and Antonio will give himself as a security. That shall be racked even to the uttermost to furnish thee to Belmont, to fair Portia. That shall be racked. Racked means stretched, even to the uttermost. So here Antonio says that he will do his level best. He will do whatever he can in order to provide. Furnish thee means in order to provide Bassanio enough money to go to Belmont, to fair Portia, to visit and meet fair, beautiful Portia. Go presently inquire, and so will I, where money is. So Antonio tells Bassanio, go presently inquire, immediately go and find out, and so will I. And at the same time, Antonio will also go and find out where money is. That is, they will both find if there is someone ready to give them money. And I no question make to have it of my truest or for my sake. And then he says that I no question make. That is, without any doubt, he says that he will borrow money to have it of my trust. That is, on account of his business credit, or for my sake, or against his own personal surety. So Antonio tells Bassanio that he can borrow money, and for that money Antonio will be the guarantor. That is, it will be Antonio's responsibility to repay the money borrowed by Bassanio. Exeunt. So both Antonio and Bassanio leave. They go in order to get someone who can lend them some money. Now children, this is the end of Act 1, Scene 1. You can revise it, go through the videos again and revise. And I'll be putting an extract. I'll be giving an extract and you have to solve. It will be a simple extract with simple questions. Just read carefully and you will get the answers and do it in your register.